So what Wall Street Bets did last week was they exposed the systemic risks due to all the leverage in the system. And what I wanted to do was walk through a couple scenarios so that I could better understand those risks and how they would affect Bitcoin. Scenario number one would be a sell-off similar to what we saw in March 2020 due to a liquidity crisis. So from mid-February to mid-March of last year, Bitcoin sold off about 63%. A drawdown like that would put us at about 15K for the bottom in a price. Now, I don't think this is likely, and here's why. We've got more pressure on the supply side of Bitcoin than we had back then. So we've got increasing adoption in the form of addresses. You can see that's an all-time high. We've also got decreasing supply as a result of the halving. So I don't see this as a likely scenario. Scenario number two would be we see a sell-off similar to what we saw from June and July of 2017. That was a 38% drawdown. So to me, this scenario is in play, particularly if with the leverage where it is and volatility spiking, if that creates forced selling, and if forced selling moves from specific stocks like GameStop into the broader equity markets, it will find its way into crypto. So at that point, we would have a landing spot of around 26K. So to me, this scenario is definitely in play. Scenario number three was we see Bitcoin trade in a range. Okay, let's say it trades in a range from 28 to 35. Volatility settles down. We build momentum for the next move higher. To me, this is the most likely scenario. And had all the stuff last week not happened, I would have said this is by far the most likely scenario. However, what I will say is if Wall Street Bets continues to weaponize the system, again, forced selling will filter its way into Bitcoin. Scenario number four is Bitcoin rips to 100 grand in the next 30 days. Look, I don't see this as a likely scenario either, mainly because the catalyst for a move like that is long leverage. So right now, Wall Street's net short of Bitcoin, but they're not egregiously short. They've also started to cover those positions, and especially what happened in light of last week, I'm sure they're going to be covering more of those positions as the week goes on.